This is the nail tutorial that I wish I had found in the beginning of my nail journey. I started doing my nails at home 2020 at the peak of COVID when all of the nail salons shut down. I was like, oh my gosh, my nails could not look like this all the time. I was going crazy. So I bought a few things on Amazon and I taught myself how to do my nails at home using the Gel X system. The Gel X nail system is actually super simple to do. I think anybody can do it. It takes a little bit of practice, but I'm telling you, after your third or fourth time trying it, you got it down, babes. Today, I'm going to share step by step every single thing that you need to know how to do, all the little pro tips that people are keeping a secret. I'm spilling the tea. And by the end of this, I hope you're going to feel so much more motivated and confident about doing your nails at home and creating these beautiful nail designs that we see online. And just for reference, this is what my nails look like in the beginning, and they would last maybe a week, maybe two if I was lucky. And this is what my nail designs look like now, and my nails can last up to 6 weeks. If I don't get bored. I've learned a thing or two along the way and I want to share all my secrets with you guys. Hi cuties, welcome back to my channel where we deep dive into everything makeup, skincare, beauty, and wellness. If you want to glow up just a little bit more every single day, you're at the right place. I now keep all of my nail supplies on a tall cart like this, just to stay organized. You know, it's not the most organized, but it's my kind of organized, so it works. And for my setup, I just put down a kitchen cloth and a wet paper towel. The wet paper towel really helps collect any dust, especially when you're filing your nails down, and it's easy to wipe off. And these are the supplies that I use for nail prep and throughout the nail journey. I use a combination of filers just to shape and buff my nails out, smooth it out with this filer. I don't even know what this is called, to be honest with you. And then also sometimes if I really need to get off any old gel polish, I'll use this drill that I got on Amazon like years ago. I think it was like under 30 bucks, and it comes with these drills. Then you guys already know these are my two favorite nail dehydrator and protein bond. And then this is the nail gel that we'll use to apply the nails with. By far the best UV light ever. When you put your nails underneath the lamp, it comes on automatically. And then you cannot, in my opinion, do your nails without this goose head lamp when you're curing your nails. And then lint-free wipes. I didn't realize how important the words lint-free were. This is not going to get any extra dirt or random strings on your nails. And just for reference, this is what my natural nails look like before the prep. First things first, we have to pick out our nail sizes. My favorite nails are from Apres, the Gel X Natural Stiletto nail. These come with all the sizes that you can possibly need. I prefer the natural nail tips because of the way the curvature of the nail is. It is a little bit flatter, and as you can see, my nail beds are pretty flat. Some people's nails go a little bit more curved. So it really depends on the structure of nails that you want. These are the natural stiletto, and as you can see, the curvature is nice and natural looking. My nail beds are pretty flat, so these fit mine perfectly. The other ones are a little bit more sculpted and they curve even more. And making sure your nails fit sidewall to sidewall is absolutely crucial on nail retention. If you've got a little gap, they're gonna pop off a lot easier. So you really want your nails to fit as perfectly as possible. As you can see, there's no lifting at the edge here. That is what it means to fit sidewall to sidewall. I do that with every single nail, making sure they fit perfectly on both hands. And sometimes your nail sizes may differ hand to hand. After I've picked them out, I lay them out like this so it's easy to tell which hand and which finger is which. After that, I take the nail drill and I buff out the nails. I do it on the inside and along the cuticle edge just to make sure it gets nice and thin. I really think that buffing the edges out makes the nail look more natural once it's on. And I buff each nail till it looks something like this. Now it's time to prep our nails. I always start off with a cuticle remover just to make sure that anything that may be dead or needs to be pushed back is done in a very delicate manner. Simply put this on. I let it soak for like 30 seconds or so. And then using one of these metal tips, very, very gently push them back. And I don't even really push mine back because my cuticles are super delicate. I kind of just take off the gunk, the extra gunk that we just don't need. Now we are going to file and buff the nails. I start off with like a heavier duty grip and just very lightly file my natural nails so they're at a decent shape when I apply the false nail on. And then going in with the buffer, just over the nails, very, very lightly. I think the misconception that we have after going to the nail salons is being super rough with our nails, but that's why I like doing my nails at home. I can be nice and gentle with my natural nails so they don't get damaged. I wash my hands to make sure all the dust is off, and now we are getting ready to prep and prime our hands. These are the two products that I love to use, super affordable. First, starting off with the nail dehydrator, then I do 2 layers of the Young Nails protein bond. Why 2 layers? I saw a video from Young Nails years ago saying that I should apply 2 layers, and that's what I've done ever since I saw that video. Scientifically, I think there's a reason why. Don't ask me. I just know it works. And a pro tip, I always start off with my non-dominant hand, aka my right hand, because I'm painting with my left. And I like to do one hand at a time so things aren't touching and we're not gonna get anything on the nails once we have these products on. So start off with your left or non-dominant hand first. And then I go in with 2 layers of the Young Nails protein bond. We've primed our nails, and now it is time for the nail glue. This is from Apres Nails, their Extend Gel. It is nice and thick. And first we apply a thin layer onto our natural nail. And during this step, you really want to make sure that you only are applying the glue on your real nail. Try to avoid getting the nail glue onto your skin. And if you do happen to get any nail glue on your skin, you're going to take some acetone on a brush and just delicately wipe off any glue that you may have gotten on your skin. This glue is nice and thick and it has a beautiful consistency to it. Once you've got the nail glue on your nails, you're going to cure under the UV lamp. I like to do 60 seconds. And sometimes what may happen is when you put your hand in, it may start to burn. What I do is just take it out, back in, out, back in, out, back in, until my nails feel normal and they don't have any sensation. Now we are finally adding the nail tip on. You're going to grab your nail tip, the Extend Gel, and lightly coat the inside of the nail tip with the glue and leave a little pool at the edge. Apply a little bit of glue onto the nail and then leave a tiny pool. You want to make sure that your Goosehead UV lamp is already on, but no matter what, don't ever get the glue close to the UV because then this will dry up. And a pro tip, you can kind of guess how far up you need to apply the glue if you put your nail next to the fake nail that you're going to apply. Leave a little pool. Going in at a 45-degree angle, press the nail down, and cure. One hand officially has the nails on. We are going to cure under the UV lamp for 2 minutes. At a 45-degree angle, press the nail onto your natural nail and stop at about there. Go under the UV lamp and cure for 30 seconds. This is a step that can be a little bit tricky and it takes some practice, but you can get it down. And sometimes you will get a little bit extra glue, but that's totally normal. Even after doing my nails for 5 years, I still can't guess the correct amount of glue that I need to put on. Now that all 10 nails are on, you can see that some of them have poking edges. We are going to file the nails, and I really like to make sure to get from the edge of the nail all the way up when filing. This is also the best time to shape the nail even more. So if you want it a little bit skinnier, you can take off from the edge, and that's usually what I do. And I even hold the skin taut so I can really get all the way down the edge. Then I take the drill bit and go around the cuticle edges, filing them away slowly. You want to make sure that the cuticle edge is as flat as possible so it seams into your skin very naturally. Then I file the rest of the nail. Nails are filed, and now for my favorite part, the secret sauce. And this is something that I learned a little bit after doing my nails. You want to make sure that the cuticle edge is nice and smooth and looks as real as possible. The secret is to take a little bit of acetone and a brush, and we're basically going to melt the nail into the cuticle so it looks super seamless. I don't have anything to put my acetone in, so I just pour a little bit into the lid. You want to take a flat brush like this, and honestly I should get a better brush, but you know, it is what it is. And we're just going to take the acetone remover, and I like to go from the cuticle edge up into the nail. And this basically kind of melts the acrylic of the nail that you added on. It really just makes the edge look seamless. And it is perfectly fine if this looks a little bit rough, because we're going to file it down and buff it once more. I'm going to do that with each nail. So this is what it looks like before you apply acetone. And then this is what it looks like afterwards. So you can see it looks a little bit smoother and just more realistic. The difference to me is like so insane. I use a softer side and buff the nail out after the acetone. And the reason why you want to buff the nail out instead of having a shiny surface is because the nail polish sticks and grasps onto the nail a little bit better. And we all want a nail polish that lasts a long time. Nails are buffed, on, prepped, primed, all of the things. It is now time to wash your hands, and we are going to paint. I see the finish line. I hope you do too. I know this takes a long time, but honestly, the prepping and priming and making sure your nails look natural, smooth is the most important part, and it's what is going to give you that salon finish. Now the fun part starts. We're going to start painting, but before you do that, you want to make sure your nails are completely clean. So what I like to do is go in with lint-free wipes. These are super thin and don't leave any lint on the nails. And then I also take some rubbing alcohol. You can get this at CVS, Walgreens, wherever. Put a little bit on and just go ahead and clean off all the nails. You'd be surprised like how much oils you naturally just get on. And now we're ready to start with the base. So there are a lot of base and top coats out there. I've always used Beetles. I buy a lot of their polishes online. I don't know, it works very well to me. I'm sure there are better options out there, but when you're a budget-friendly girly, these work just fine. So I'm gonna start with a layer of base gel on all the nails. And when applying the base gel or any gel polish, you want to really avoid your skin. Just make sure you're getting the nail and only the nail. But if you happen to get your skin, take a brush and some acetone and remove the polish before curing. Okay? We're gonna pop in our nails for 60 seconds. D&D has some of the prettiest polishes. They're really long lasting. A pro tip when you're picking up polish, this is too much. I wipe off one half and leave the other bit on the brush. I start close to the cuticle, kind of wiggle it around and sweep up.
Right.
And then go on the outer edges. And that just gives you the perfect amount of polish. Take off one side, whatever's left is usually enough. Wiggle, wiggle, sweep up, and then curve to both of the outer edges. Now let's do the top coat and we are done. And again, you do not need a fancy top coat. This one from Beetles, whenever I buy polish kits, I feel like Beetles always has a top coat and it is beautiful. And last step, we just want to cure everything again for another minute. And the nails are done. Natural, pink, everyday nails. Every time I finish doing my nails, I feel like a brand new person. Like I start talking with my hands, clickety clacking. It just feels so good. And it feels even better knowing that I did these at home and I saved so much money. I promise you guys, with a little practice, you can do these too. I'm telling you, all those little steps are there for a certain reason. And to be honest, I now prefer to do my nails at home because it's like a therapy session. I put on my Netflix, put on a movie or two, and just get to working. You can let out your creativity through your nails. The possibilities are absolutely endless. I truly hope that this tutorial helped you guys. I hope you learned a thing or two. Drop a comment and let me know if you learned something, or if there's another question you have. Maybe there's a step that you want more clarification on. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, cuties.